Hey guys, welcome to KM Reviews. I am Niddleman. Today I'm bringing you a spoiler-free review for the movie John Wick. And this movie is a friends with benefits. If you want to know why, stick around to find out. Now, as far as the storyline goes to this movie, it adds a lot of context to the first movie. And by that I mean the first movie introduced us to the idea of the Continental and this hotel where all these hitmen and assassins and stuff go. And there's kind of this underground code and rules and certain respect they all have for each other, and they just kind of hinted at it in the first movie. They kind of sprinkled some items at us, trying to see if as an audience we were intrigued by it, which everybody was. So this movie goes way more in depth with the rules and regulations that these assassins all have with each other, how there's all these different codes of conduct and things, and how you can get excommunicated from stuff if you do things wrong. And you kind of saw it in the first movie when the girl was violent with him in the hotel. They ended up killing her. And they kind of delve into more of those rules and stuff in this movie. And kind of what brings John Wick back into this lifestyle of shooting and assassinations and stuff in this movie is explained by one of those rules, which was really intriguing to me. I actually kind of liked that. And man, the way this movie ends, I'm not going to spoil it, but I am really excited for John Wick 3. And you know it's going to happen. Now, I myself have been pursuing acting a little bit, and I've just at the beginning stages, but I've done some acting tactical for film type of classes. I'll show you a little clip right now. Now, if you want to see the full video of me doing some goofing around like that, I'll have a link at the end of this video. But the point is, I was learning about how they do gun work in film and how it's a little bit different than actual tactical gun use, and why a lot of movies now when I watch them, I'm like, oh, they're holding the gun wrong. Oh, they're shooting like way more than that clip would hold. You know, all that sort of stuff that a lot of people, you don't really notice those things. But in John Wick, they do it so right. And in the community of the gun world, people love John Wick because they know that Keanu Reeves and this team of guys, when they're doing gun work, they're doing it the real way. They're not doing it the movie way. They're doing it the way where you reload after a certain amount of shots. You know, you're holding it properly. The way you reload, they do it correctly. It's not some actor fumbling around trying to look cool, although he does look cool, but it's because he's doing it right. The way the people get hurt by the bullets are correct, you know, their bodies aren't exploding or anything. It's just, it shows you what it would look like if you get shot in the head with a shotgun or chest or, you know, whatever. It's just so good and so precise, and it's easy to follow. It's not like that residential evil bullshit where it's chop, 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 chop. This movie will hold on it long enough, the shots long enough, the fights long enough that you know what the hell is going on, and it makes it so intense. And what this movie does really well with the character development is it doesn't need to go into some huge backstories with lots of characters. They can introduce a character like Lawrence Fishburne, who's not on screen very long, and you still understand his character and the depth within him, and kind of like, they could probably make a whole movie around his character. And it's so interesting how they can throw in these characters like Common and Lawrence Fishburne and the villain and not even give them a super huge amount of screen time, but you understand them. You understand everyone's motivations for doing what they're doing. Nobody's just like the cliche character of any kind. Everyone is unique and different, and it's so different than other action movies. It's just so good. Now, this movie is not perfect. That's why I gave it friends with benefits and not marriage material. This movie's not going to win Best Picture at the Oscars. You know, unless they invent a category for most fun movie of the year, this movie's not going to be winning any awards. But it is a fun movie. But as far as the negatives go, it's just that there's always a lot of those conveniences for John Wick to live during circumstances where he should not survive. You know, there's always a million characters coming after him, but he's so godlike. He has the headshot aim of fucking gods, because I mean, it seems like no matter what, it's just a headshot, 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 headshot. It doesn't matter what the fuck he's doing. And then nobody can ever seem to hit him in the head. He'll get shot and stuff all the time throughout this movie, but it's never in the head. It's always a shot that is going to allow him to survive. You know what I mean? And so you never really worry about his character. So it's fun watching him, but you're never just like, oh my God, is he going to die? You never really worry about something like that. There's a lot of scenes where he's fighting a bunch of guys with their hands and fists, like kung fu type of stuff, But you're thinking like, well, if one of these guys had a gun, they could just kill him right now. But of course, they don't have a gun because then the movie would be over. You know what I mean? And when they do have guns, it seems like he has a gun. It's very convenient for his character. Even though the odds are stacked against him, he always has just enough things that it works out for him. You know what I mean? But look, guys, I can forgive that flaw because that's me scraping at like the ends of the earth trying to find some sort of negative for this movie because it is so badass. And I am obviously in love with this movie. I probably should have just given it fucking Marriage Material, but it's just honestly, it's just not Oscar. It's not going to be my favorite movie of the year. It's just a really fun movie. It's a perfect popcorn flick. It's the perfect kind of movie you can watch 1,000 times and never get bored of it. The action is so badass. The characters are badass. Everything in this movie is badass. So, it is what it is. Now guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and get updated reviews every single week. Also, let me know, are you looking forward to John Wick 3? You better fucking be. And comment below and let me know why or why not. Also, remember, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much everything at Niddleman. And stay tuned for more movie reviews if you can handle it. Go.